we at? Episode, I don't want to fuck this up again.
It's 8. It's officially 8.
The Ocho. We'll call this one's the Ocho.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
I think I've exhausted my creative name making for now.
Oh, you mean as the, okay, yeah.
For the title.
For the title. Yeah, we'll call this one the
I mean,
Ocho.
because let's be real, Pokemon Lives Matter, that was genius.
Not as many views as we like, but,
You know,
it comes and it goes.
We blame our viewers, okay? Because we're going to put out good fucking content.
You're goddamn right we will.
All right.
All right.
Speaking of good content.
We're bringing it back.
That's an excellent segue.
This is probably my favorite segment we've done so far.
Florida man does some crazy shit.
Yeah, like last time we talked about a few crazy kids down there in Florida, and we have some interesting new articles.
This is great, and I'm actually this mugshot of this dude. I'm posting this on the Twitter as we speak.
Social.
Like this.
Stay
this
up on
dude,
your social.
This dude. I mean, I don't even know.
He looks like he's I mean, if I had to think of a guy who's Florida man, this guy
embodies Florida.
This is the
man.
picture in my mind that I would get.
I agree. So, basically, this guy headbutted his mother. What was the official...
Over what?
What was the official... Okay, yeah, so
what?
This is... Hold
you
on.
guessed it.
Let me just tell you the headline.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Florida man headbutts mom because he didn't want to eat Chick-fil-A. So
I've been there.
I mean, who hasn't? So this is interesting on a lot of levels to me.
Yeah. I like that it's specifically Chick-fil-A.
Okay, first of all, who doesn't like Chick-fil-A?
Probably my favorite fast food restaurant.
Look, the food is good.
Easily.
The food is good. Okay, the service is good. Typically, and I don't know, maybe Chick-fil-A is different where you live. Normally, there's some attractive people working there.
Oh.
And by people, I mean young ladies.
Well, maybe where you live.
Okay. So maybe that's not the case for everyone. Shout out to Culpeper, Virginia. Warrenton
Okay,
occasionally.
yeah.
But yeah, no, you keep doing you. Second is that he hit his mom. Like, who hits their mom?
Yeah.
What sort of...
Not even just headbutt. That's like the most disrespectful hit that you could even do to another human being.
Yeah, what sort of douche feels the need to hit his mom for any reason? Okay?
Apparently Derek Foreman. Not from that 70s show. He's not related.
My favorite thing was, so Daniel and I, the way we kind of organize these podcasts is we have a Google Doc that we both edit. And I think the way Daniel put this said it best. He just says he had the link to the article, and then he says, Zidane the fuck out of his mom.
For a few,
that's great.
I'm sure everybody remembers if you follow sports, but Zinedine Zidane, famous French footballer, and he famously in the 2006 World Cup final against Italy, I forget what the other dude's name was. Some Italian name, doesn't really matter.
But he said something about
his mother.
Was it sister, mom, something?
I believe it was his mother. He said something about his mother or his family member possibly, and something about moms talking shit and their sons wanting to headbutt them. But
it's like, so your mom, like your mom has done so much for you. I guarantee it. Your mom, like, she freaking... Well, first of all, like, she went through a great deal of pain, to bring you into this damn world.
Yeah.
And so you're going to disrespect her by headbutting her.
And she brought you Chick-fil-A, dude.
Yeah. Like,
that's some real shit.
It's one thing if she had brought you, like, Taco Bell. If she brings you Taco Bell, headbutt her. She deserves it, okay? But Chick-fil-A, that's like...
Chick-fil-A is like that. That's a hug every time.
That's like the inner little Washington of fast food right there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. For sure.
All right.
But anyways, this dude really fucked up.
Not only that, but he's 30 and he lives with her.
Yeah. And so that's the other thing.
There's part of the issue.
Maybe we should start saying something after each little article and be like, I don't know. Say something.
Like,
you got Florida man.
Welcome to Florida. Okay.
All right, this one was my favorite here.
Okay.
So this title of this article is he left his family and started a new one using a dead man's identity, police say. Now, this guy might not be the first guy to ever do this. And judging by the look of his face, looks like
You know what? I'm posting a picture on our Twitter of every Florida man that we talk about today.
Yeah, he's an interesting looking fellow, and he looks like he would do what we're about to explain. So this guy, Terry Jude Szymanski, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
That works for me.
He lived in Florida, of course, and so he lived as this man Terry Szymanski for about 20 years. But in his previous life, about 25 years ago, he lived in, I believe it was Indiana.
Yeah.
And he was lived under the name Richard Hoagland. And, but just mysteriously vanished from his family and his wife 25 years ago. Had been considered dead since 2003. But, in fact, he was living in Florida as this guy, Terry Szymanski, who himself had tragically died by drowning in 1991 at the age of 33. So this guy, Richard Hoagland at the time, decided to pick up, move shop, head south to the beach, and this is how, I like this part, this is my favorite part, how he obtained the identity. So he once lived with Terry Szymanski's father in Palm Beach. Hoagland found a copy of Terry's 1991 death certificate, and then used it to obtain a birth certificate from Ohio. So he went from Florida all the way back to Ohio, got this birth certificate somehow.
And the whole time being wanted by the FBI.
Well, yeah,
because he's a huge embezzler. But anyway.
Right, that's okay. It's neither here nor there. But so he went back down, went to Alabama, got a driver's license, then eventually made it his way over to Florida, and had been living as Terry Szymanski for better part of 20 years, and he even got married. I think he might have had more kids, and eventually he was caught, which is pretty funny. But the guy that found him basically is Terry Szymanski's nephew, I believe, and he was on Ancestry.com.
It's like, hey, I thought my uncle was dead.
Yeah, and apparently he's alive.
Hold on,
and
so
well.
The Ancestry.com, the guy, the nephew that was looking on Ancestry.com, and so did he? He doesn't live in Florida though, so he's not a Florida.
No, I believe
man.
he lives in Indiana.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know. Maybe the article didn't even say.
Okay.
But yeah, so where was I? He's found his so-called uncle and notified the police, but not until 3 years later because they were fearful that this guy might, come in.
Like, he's taken someone's a dead man's identity. What else could he do?
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Us? Yeah.
I mean, I would be pretty scared.
I mean, yeah, you're obviously you're not dealing with someone who is sane.
Yeah. I mean, it's also Florida, so
Florida man, welcome to Florida.
Welcome to Florida. So yeah, he I guess it was revealed that earlier in his life, before he became Terry Szymanski, he embezzled money and who knows what else, and that's why he had to sort of change his identity and become a drifter. So yeah,
incredible.
Florida man, only in Florida.
I like this next one though too. Just like, people have some balls,
Oh, yeah, it's pretty surprising. But yeah, you wanna start this one off for us?
Cover the shit out of this, man. You know what's amazing? First of all, is like these pictures. Like I said, I'm posting all of these. These guys are like, they've got some. Like, at least clean up a little bit before your mugshot. I mean, you want your mugshot to look good.
Dude, he looks like he just came back from surfing.
Sure.
He caught some tube.
He hung.
He doesn't look like he does crack though.
He's probably pretty skinny.
Yeah, maybe.
So anyway, a Florida man asked for crack at a pizza place on his way to rehab.
That's as good as it gets right there.
I mean, I don't know about you, but whenever I go to a pizza place, or really any kind of place, GNC, you name it, I always ask them what's not on the menu. I always imply that they have the good stuff in the back, and it seems like this is what he did.
What he was going for.
This was his style.
He's hoping they'd say crack cocaine.
Yeah, you know.
It is Florida again.
So hold on. So just
in
to clarify, I'm not really a cocaine expert. So crack cocaine is what you smoke out of a pipe, and then
I believe
normal
so.
Cocaine is what you snort, Scarface style.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. Okay. So, I guess did he have a crack pipe?
Presumably.
Maybe he was planning on fashioning a crack pipe.
But yeah, it's a pretty
the way the article's written too.
It's pretty funny, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty sad.
Okay, let's not feel sympathy for Florida man, because that's a dark. Like you go down that hole, you never come back out. So
we've got one more here, right?
Yeah, I posted one.
Maybe we should tweet these out too. I think that'd be good.
We'll
tweet these out. At least one or two of them.
Yeah, the best, the one we think is the best, we'll tweet out. So, here we go. So there's this family at Daytona Beach. Was there a race going on? Well, we won't get into that. So this dude was just, I like this. This is we're coming full circle here. He was walking with his family. The father was walking with his family near a Bubba Gump restaurant. You know, I'm assuming that's the Forrest Gump thing.
Yeah.
Of course, the shrimp.
Yeah.
So this guy John DeBow says to the man's daughter, who is 12 by the way, nice expletive. I can only assume he said ass. I don't know.
She's 12. Wow.
She's freaking 12, dude. And I don't know.
Probably doesn't even have an ass.
That's neither here nor there.
Okay, we'll gloss over that one.
so he says that, and then so the dad did the alpha male thing to do, which is, what'd you say? And then Debo replies, "You heard me, motherfucker." So then the dad pushes the guy. Florida man proceeds to pull out a large knife and lunges at the dad in a stabbing motion. So dad got a cut on his left forearm, a battle scar
of sorts.
Yeah, and so the unarmed father, I guess he's fired up at this point, and he pushes the guy again, and the Florida man somehow manages to stab himself during that time. Once he was taken to the hospital,
he got what was coming to him.
He told police officers that he couldn't remember when the incident happened, or he couldn't describe the guy.
All right, so was this the same dude that we were just talking about? Because I feel like that's what.
No, but they kind of look similar. I think all Florida men kind of look.
I would say so.
Somewhat the same. Florida lives matter, though.
Florida man. All right, so.
Moving
next
right along. I think these might be a little interrelated.
Yeah,
or something.
But we're gonna talk about drugs in America. First part is a little bit about psychedelics and their resurgence, and then about prescription drugs. So to start off, we've got a interesting psychedelic spring, as this article on alternate.org puts it.
Why do drug articles always, or drug websites that are about drugs always have to be have ridiculous sounding names
like hipstery names or
like High Times or
Well, actually, this article is originally published by The Influence. So to further your point,
God only knows what that is.
But recently psychedelics have been coming more to the forefront. For instance, in Silicon Valley, there's a lot of microdosing going on, which is, I guess, taking small amounts of psychedelics in order to expand your mind, as one might put it. And yeah, there's a lot of literature coming out. For those of you know who Terrence McKenna is, there's another like biography coming out about him. Michael Pollan, who is a famous author, has a book coming up about magic mushrooms. Celebrities are all into it. We've got Susan Sarandon says she smokes weed and does mushrooms and ayahuasca even. James Franco, obviously a psychedelic adventurer.
That dude just looks like he does drugs. You know what I mean? Like,
but he also teaches classes at UCLA, and I think he has like a few, if not multiple degrees.
So I'm rereading the article here, and I just let me read you a sentence. And so in the past few years, LSD, mushrooms, ketamine, and MDMA are coming out of the closet. No.
What's so funny about that?
For those of you who watch Archer, phrasing, I mean, come on. I feel like that could be a whole segment in its own. Like we take quotations. I'm trying to bring phrasing.
Taking things out of context.
No. Well, kind of, but like I'm trying to bring phrasing into the forefront because I think it's so much better than everyone remembers that's what she said.
Yeah. Or your mom or some shit like that.
Shit like that. Phrasing is actually it's anyway. It's my take right there. Go ahead.
But anyways, but yeah, psychedelics have sort of gotten the short end of the stick over the years. They're Schedule 1 drug, which means there's a high potential for abuse and no medical properties whatsoever, medicinal possibilities or properties whatsoever. And but yeah, there's been plenty of famous, successful people who've probably done psychedelic drugs, and they're the most influential people.
Apple.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Wozniak. Known LSD connoisseur back in the day. I mean, he also did grow up in the 70s.
Yeah, it was
60s, 70s.
It was a little more socially acceptable back then.
Well, yeah. I think now it is too. I mean, it's just part of the drug war type thing, though.
It depends on who you talk to, though, too. Like, for example, you talk to my mom, forget psychedelics. You talk to my mom about
drinking.
No, that's fine. About like marijuana. She thinks it's the worst thing ever, and that's a cultural thing. She's known people who have. It's definitely possible. People always say it's impossible to overdose on marijuana. That's true. I would say it's possible to smoke too much and to ruin your life that way.
Yeah, which is essentially.
But you could do the same thing.
Of overdose.
You could do this. You could do the same thing with alcohol. You could do the same thing with a lot of things.
But I think it's.
But the thing is, she feels that way because she's known people. There's been people in her life that have done that. So. I mean, I guess I see where she's coming from, but she's never going to think that psychedelics are okay.
Yeah, if we can't legalize weed right now, there's no way people are going to accept psychedelics.
Yeah, baby steps.
But yeah, moving on to a more somber note of psychedelic drugs is this is from drugabuse.gov. Last year, 2014. Over 25,000 people died from prescription drugs, which I think I've mentioned in another podcast is that the Prescription Thugs documentary on Netflix, which you all should watch. It's pretty crazy. Showcases the problem of prescription drugs in the U.S. And I think it just seems so ridiculous to me that like we can go to the pharmacy for a back problem or something that a doctor has written a prescription for and get heroin basically, but it's legal, so it's not bad just because a doctor gave it to you. It's never really made sense to me. But
no, lad, I remember my mom after one of her surgeries, she got was it? Percocets, I think.
Yeah.
And I guess she was enjoying the Percocet because she tells this story. She went into the doctor's office. My mom's a Scottish lady, so already people find her pretty funny to listen to. But she goes in there and asks for them to renew her prescription for Percocet, and they're like, no, actually that was just a one-time thing. Sorry. So.
I mean, we laugh, but that's how easy it is to get hooked.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's and there's people that abuse prescription drugs. There's people that sell prescription drugs, and
it's a huge problem nowadays.
Yeah.
There's a lot more heroin overdoses nowadays, especially in the Northeast, where there's like a high unemployment rate, and people just sort of find solace in heroin and other prescription drugs. But I think the biggest problem with that is not the fact that people are doing heroin first. It's that they get hooked on painkillers, prescription drugs, and then when that prescription runs out, like you said, you can't just like keep going and getting it.
You go to the streets.
You go to the streets and you find the next best thing, which happens to be heroin or whatever, crack or cocaine or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, God forbid you hear about one of your friends on the fucking news. Yeah.
But it happens. It happens regularly. So.
Yeah. But the only thing is it's a moneymaker, huge moneymaker in the U.S. and doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. That's
part of the reason that marijuana is going to become legal, because people, I would say, it's definitely starting to become prevalent in this country. It's been prevalent in other countries. I think the government eventually is going to say, yeah, we've been against it, but we can make money on this.
Yeah.
And eventually,
eventually is a dangerous word.
Okay, well, we'll say within 8 years. It'll.
But does that change anything though? I don't know.
I think it improves some people's quality of life, for sure.
I think people will probably choose to smoke weed or eat edibles or whatever, medicinal marijuana over doing whatever, Oxycontin or Percocet or whatever it is.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I feel like we covered that.
Yeah, we've exhausted
pretty well.
That. But here's
what time are we at? What are we?
Let's see. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe like 15, 20 minutes.
All right. It's all right if it's a little shorter.
Yeah, that's fine.
That'd be good.
I think we should move on to this next segment. I like this one.
I do like this one too. This is a topic that's close.
I think we could go for a long time on this.
So, just because we don't want to end the podcast on a down note.
Yeah.
We have a fun segment for you. Feel free to tweet at us with your
suggestion
with your thoughts. Yeah.
With your thoughts.
Yeah, your opinions.
Links.
Because that's links to pictures, please. Which sports have the hottest women?
I'll let you.
How about we each give our 3, and there might be some overlap.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, and this is in no particular order. Just top 3. Volleyball.
Yep.
Okay.
It's on mine.
Volleyball for sure. Track and field.
Dark horse.
There are some incredibly attractive women. There's one specifically that I'm thinking of. When I remember what it is, who she is, you might see her featured on the Twitter page. But yeah, no, there's some really fantastic looking women in that sport. And to me, my third one is a tough one because there's some really attractive women, but there's also some really unattractive ones. And I'm going to say soccer.
Oh yeah.
Look at our national team.
Our national team is.
They're out there representing
great.
Alex Morgan.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other ones right now. I can't think of their names, but I see their faces in my mind, and they're not bad to look at. I'll tell you that.
this one up. She's super fast. Sydney LaRue. Yeah. She's great. She's really cool. She's pregnant. But like she looks like she's not. She looks still fit as.
We'll try and find some pictures before the pregnancy. Okay. Yeah. No. I agree.
But yeah. All right. So let me.
She's married to Colin Kaepernick, right?
No.
Why did Colin Kaepernick pop up with her?
She's married to some other soccer player.
Okay.
But I'd say volleyball.
All right. Okay, and
I would say tennis.
Hold on. Okay. Well, let's go back to volleyball real quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Spandex. That's that's gonna be part of the reason.
Hey.
Continue.
There's a line. This is, by the way, this is not.
And we're trying.
We're not trying to make this. I don't know. Not discriminatory.
We're not objectifying anyone.
We're just sort of. We want to praise the women who play professional athlete or sports.
And if we cross any line, we're not sorry.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
So what did I say? Volleyball, tennis, and then I would say soccer in there. Okay. I was gonna say field hockey, but I don't know any field hockey players. Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I won't say what. Any of the sports that get a little too physical, you end up with some masculine-looking people playing them. That's all I'll say. Field hockey is not anywhere near on my list.
All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but please, we're excited to hear your suggestions. I think we might.
Segment sucks.
What? No. I mean, I enjoyed it. Which brings us now to our featured artist this week.
Featured artist of the week, Mr. Sam Mulaney.
And yes, he is related to our other featured artist, Will Mulaney. It's not our fault that they're both pretty talented. We will leave it up to you to decide who you think is more talented.
Maybe we should do a poll.
Yes.
In like a week or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
to give everyone time to listen.
Sam Mulaney. You can find him on Twitter at SamKeepsItHood. I guess we'll tweet that out or something or whatever.
He's kind of white, but Sam keeps it hood, you know. I don't really understand the name.
But yeah, he's a musician. I think he goes to VCU currently, Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. And yeah, makes great music. You can find him on Bandcamp and Facebook as well.
And definitely
and SoundCloud, of course.
Yeah, but give him a look. Donate if you think, if you give him a listen. That's what Bandcamp is all about, right? Is the donations to the artists. You can donate, yeah.
But yeah, we'll play a song right after this, and yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
God bless America.
Oh, are you gonna do a fitness tip?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I take that God bless America back for now because that's the last thing I always say. My fitness tip this week is about your scapula.
Scapula.
Which
interesting.
It's the group of muscles and bones in between your shoulder blades, and it's important to keep it. You want to focus on activating it specifically during pull-ups. So at the bottom of your pull-up, if you relax all the way down, you're stretching those scapular muscles. And then the first part of your pull-up, before you start pulling, you want to engage your scapula. You're drawing your shoulder blades together, because those muscles are really important for stabilizing, and they help you keep your shoulders back. It's good for posture. And it's also important for a good bench. You want to keep all those keep all your scapular muscles tight. There's many every video you watch on benching will tell you to retract your scapula. It helps protect your shoulders when you're benching. It also just helps overall with stability with those lifts. So
Yeah. It's easy to throw out your back if you don't have strong scapular muscles.
yeah. So that's make that your weekly focus.
I like
That's
it.
what I got. God bless America.
We
Listen
can keep
to
going.
the podcast.
I don't
Listen.
know why
Are we
Let's talk about
okay?
jiu-jitsu.
This is uncharted territory.
Yeah.
We did not plan for this, so get ready. This could be good. It could be very, very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been inspired recently by Joe Rogan,
As have I. And Jocko Willink.
Willink.
Anthony Bourdain
We mentioned Anthony Bourdain was doing it. So what is it about? It's about, I think,
It's a grappling
Yeah.
sport. It's a martial art, but it's
I
like
think it's mostly on the happens on the ground.
right.
I would
right.
say.
There's no striking involved.
Right.
It's not like boxing or
Yeah.
kickboxing or whatever, but they say, as some experts I've heard say, that it is the best form of self-defense, I guess, because most fights in the streets, if you ever get into a fight for some reason,
It's
they
gonna
end up on the ground, right?
yeah.
If you don't know what to do, you're going to get, well, depending on the other person, you might get your shit rocked. So, being inspired individuals as we are, we like to, go outside the box.
Yeah.
Like to try new things, and I've been meaning to do it for a while, but a lot of things kind of fall by the wayside.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So either if you're gonna do it, get the fuck out there and do it.
That's absolutely right. You're right.
Like,
And,
I think it was I'll share something real quick. I think The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he was talking about getting motivated to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, your first day, go to the gym, sit in there, read a magazine. Don't do a thing. Just get in the habit of going every day.
Really
Yeah. So I like that.
interesting.
I
Yeah,
think-
that makes sense.
But
But if you went all the way to the gym, you might as well just lift something.
look,
It's the idea.
Not everyone is
it's the
as
idea.
athletically gifted as we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, as a result of our influences,
Yeah.
we're gonna be we're gonna take it up. Maybe we'll post some like progress videos or something.
Yeah, we'll
That'd be cool.
post ourselves getting our asses kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so yeah, we talked about what it's about physically. I also think it's about discipline.
Mm-hmm. Form of meditation in a
Literally,
way.
I was listening to Joe Rogan on the way over here, and he was talking meditation, form of meditation. Yeah.
It's like it's not really the way he explains it. Sometimes is like it's not necessarily a battle with somebody else as much as it is like a battle with yourself, your own psyche, your own like willpower to be like, when you're down and out and getting your shit kicked, but you just keep going. It's like life, and yeah, that was really corny and shitty, but yeah,
I'm motivated.
But yeah, this is our way of saying to our viewers to get out there and try something new.
Find something.
It doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu.
Find something that gets you excited.
Do that thing that you've been saying you're gonna do for like 6 months, and just do that.
Yeah, shit. Have you ever been interested in golfing?
Yeah.
Go take a lesson.
Yeah. It's that easy.
But anyway. So we just did that same shit we did last time, where
What?
we talked about our featured artist, and then we start saying a bunch of bullshit where we should have been playing this song.
Oh well, we'll play the song after. I mean, like I have
So
to.
you'll splice it. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, featured artist of the week, Sam Mulaney, and he will play us out.
Cheers.